Toy Story 3 So Long, Partner. Over the years, Andy had had a lot of fun playing with his toys. He set up an old western town in his bedroom and played Battle the Bandits with them. Sheriff Woody, the cowboy tool, always saved the day. Andy used his Buzz Lightyear action figure to teach the other toys to fly. He would swoop the Space Ranger around the backyard with Jessie the cowgirl and Bullseye the horse. Then he'd have the toys save the galaxy from Buzz's enemy, the evil Emperor Zurg. At birthday parties or scary movie nights, Andy would bring along his toys to join in the fun. Woody or Buzz went with him everywhere, to the park, to Pizza Planet, or to a friend's house for a sleepover. And after a long day of fun and adventure, Andy would fall asleep next to his old pals and dream about all the games they would play the next day. The years passed quickly, and before the toys knew it, Andy was getting ready to go to college. The toys had known this day was coming, but knowing didn't make them any less scared. No one's getting thrown out, Woody assured his friends. We're all still here. Through every yard sale, every spring cleaning, Andy held on to us. When Andy's mom came upstairs to help Andy pack, she said that anything not packed for college or put in a bag for the attic would be thrown out. No one's going to want those old toys, Andy said. He put Jessie, Rex, the little green aliens, and some other toys in a garbage bag to go up to the attic. Then he picked up Woody and Buzz. He looked first at Buzz, then at Woody. With a sigh, he put Woody in a box, marked college. Then he tossed Buzz into the bag. But Andy's mom threw out the trash bag with the toys inside by mistake. Luckily, the toys escaped from the bag and ran into the garage. They climbed into a box in the back of the car. It was filled with some old toys that would be taken to a daycare center. Buzz hesitated. What about Woody? Andy's taking him to college, Jessie said. We need to go. Woody had followed his friends outside to rescue them. He tried to convince them that Andy wanted to put them in the attic, but the other toys wouldn't listen. They wanted to go to the daycare center to be played with. Woody went with them, hoping he could change their minds. When the toys arrived at Sunnyside Daycare, they saw kids playing everywhere. We hit the jackpot, Bullseye, Jessie said. Well, hello there. Welcome to Sunnyside, folks, said a pink plush teddy bear. Please call me Lotso. Lotso explained that at Sunnyside, toys were played with every day. There were always new kids to love them. But Woody didn't want to make a new kid happy. You have a kid, Andy, he reminded the others. If he wants us at college or in the attic, well, then that's where we should be. Now, I'm going home. Come on, Buzz. Buzz didn't move. Our mission with Andy is complete, Woody. Jessie crossed her arms. Wake up! It's over! Andy is all grown up. The toys glanced sadly at one another. I gotta go, Woody told his friends. Then he walked out. The toys couldn't wait to be played with, but the children were much rougher than they were used to. Slinky was stretched to his limit. Rex's tail was snapped off. Jessie's hair was used as a paintbrush. Ham was coated with glue and covered with macaroni and glitter. A little boy stuck Buzz's head in his mouth. It was awful. Thunk! Buzz was tossed onto a windowsill. He peered through the window into another classroom. There he saw Lotso and some of his friends, like Big Baby and Stretch the rubber octopus, being held gently by some older kids. The children quietly cuddled the toys as they listened to a story. Then someone picked up Buzz and threw him back into the chaos. That night, Buzz went to speak with Lotso about getting moved to the room with the big kids. When he found Lotso and his friends, Buzz overheard the toys talking about him and the rest of Andy's toys. "All them toys are disposable," said Twitch. "Chuck 'em," Stretch added. Buzz had to warn his friends, but Big Baby saw him. "Stop! Let me go!" Buzz cried as Lotso's gang grabbed him. Seconds later, he was tied to a chair. Lotso's gang pushed a button to reset Buzz's memory so he couldn't warn his friends. Meanwhile, the rest of Andy's toys were recovering from a hard day. They started to think they'd made a terrible mistake by coming to the daycare center. Andy had always loved them and taken good care of them. They realized that Woody had been right. They were Andy's toys. They didn't belong at Sunnyside. Jessie hopped up. "Guys, we gotta go home." But before they could move, Lotso and his gang came in with Buzz. They herded Andy's toys into storage baskets. Lotso didn't want Andy's toys to leave. In the daycare center, the new toys were for the little kids to play roughly with. Lotso and his friends didn't want to get dipped in paint and pulled apart. Jessie looked at Buzz. He would save them. Except Buzz didn't even seem to know his old friends. He tackled Rex and then knocked down the other toys. "Prisoners disabled, Commander Lotso," he said. Andy's toys looked at each other. What had happened to Buzz? After Woody had left Sunnyside, he'd been taken home by a little girl named Bonnie. Her toys knew all about Lotso. They told Woody that Lotso had once belonged to a girl named Daisy. Daisy accidentally left Lotso at a rest stop. Lotso never forgave her for leaving him behind. Woody hid in Bonnie's backpack so he could get back to the daycare center. He had to save his friends. When Woody got to Sunnyside, his friends told him everything that had happened. "From now on, we stick together. We're busting out of here tonight," Woody said. Then he told them his plan. First, they found Buzz. Woody pushed another button and Buzz started to speak Spanish. But he was on their side again. Then they snuck outside. Big Baby was on the swing. The toys crept across the playground behind him, heading for the trash chute. But Lotso was waiting for them. "What are you all doing?" "Running back to your kid?" Lotso asked. "He doesn't want you." Soon Lotso ended up in the dumpster. He tried to pull Woody in after him. When Andy's toys went to help Woody, they all tumbled in. Before they could climb out of the dumpster, The garbage truck came to pick up the trash. After a bumpy ride, Buzz snapped back to his old self. But the toys were dumped onto a moving conveyor belt headed for the shredder. Jessie spotted a magnetic belt. The toys began grabbing metal objects that lifted them onto the magnetic belt. But then they were trapped on a new belt headed toward a fire. Lotso appeared in front of the emergency stop button. "Push it!" Woody yelled, but Lotso just laughed and ran away. "Buzz, what do we do?" Jessie asked. Buzz took her hand. The toys closed their eyes as they got closer to the fire. A shadow passed over Woody's face. He opened his eyes. A giant claw was lowering itself over the toys' heads. The jaws opened and picked everyone up. "The claw!" squeaked the aliens as they manned the controls. They had seen the claw as soon as they landed in the trash. They always knew it would help them get home. At last, the toys made it back to Andy's. Everyone climbed into the attic box as Woody and Buzz said goodbye. Then Woody had an idea. He stuck a note on the box with Bonnie's address. Andy took the box to Bonnie's house. "These are my toys," he told Bonnie. "I need someone really special to play with them." He showed Bonnie each toy. Then he came to Woody. "What's he doing in here? He's been my pal for as long as I can remember," Andy smiled. Giving Woody one last squeeze, Andy handed Woody to Bonnie. Then he got into his car. Bonnie went inside with her mother. The toys sat together, watching Andy drive away. "So long, partner," Woody said. Buzz put his arm around Woody's shoulders. Even though they didn't have Andy, they knew everything would be just fine. After all, they had each other, and a new kid who'd love them the way Andy had. If you liked this video, please leave a comment and don't forget to subscribe.